I have something that I want to ask every single person out there, for each one of us to think to ourselves. Do you really go by your own instincts of things? Do you go by what you actually feel? What you are actually going through? Something that you need to talk about. Something that you're thinking of. Something that you want to do in your life. The reason I ask you this, the reason I'm asking you is, do you really want to do that? Are you really thinking this for yourself? Do you actually, can you actually just be you? Because the way that I see a lot of our mindsets is we are so used to seeing other people do what other people do on social outlets and YouTube and the internet and people, places, and things. Everywhere we go, we see people doing what people do. And what we do as socialites, as people, we want to sort of fit into that thing. We sort of want to emulate them people. We sort of want to sound like them people. We kind of want to live like them people. And all along, I just ask every single one of us, are we actually thinking for ourselves? Are we actually doing what it is that we want to do? Are we actually coming up with creative things that we want to create, that we want to tell to the world? Because what I'm hearing today, I'm just hearing a lot of wannabe, emulating, trying to be something, trying to sound like someone else, attempting to fit into the norms, and to, if I'm not like them, then I'm not going to be approved of, and I'm not going to fit in, and it just goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And I know for myself, this isn't a video to put anybody down. This isn't a video that I'm spiting somebody or a group of people or anything. That's not why I'm making this video. I'm simply making this video because, do we really know how to be ourselves around other people? Do we really know how to think for ourselves when we are around the thoughts and the judgments and the hearsay and the gossip of other people? Do we really know how to be ourselves? I mean, do we really know how to be ourselves? And I think the answer is no. A big no. And when I say this, I know how it is. A lot of people, they don't want to reflect back onto themselves. They don't want to take a look at themselves. They don't want to call themselves out. They don't want to expose whatever they are. They don't want to expose their weaknesses as well as their strengths. They don't want to talk about the bad times in their life as well as the good times. They don't want to talk about when they're having a shitty day. They always want to tell you about the good day. You know, nobody will tell you that they were a drug addict, they were strung out, they wanted to commit suicide, they hated life. Everything was very dark. Everything was very black and nasty and wretched and filthy. You know, nobody wants to ever say those kinds of things about themselves or somebody else. See, we don't want to call ourselves out. We don't ever want to call out our situations. We just want to stay in this bubble of, I need to be a certain way. This is how we think. We think that I have to be a certain way for these people when I'm around. I gotta put on the mask. I gotta put on the facade just for a little bit, you know, just for a little bit. And then I can go back to my isolation and to myself, and then I can be myself again. I don't want to be like that around anybody. Anybody. And if you ask me, I think that this kind of thinking it's so ingrained. It's so ingrained in our minds today that I don't think a lot of us even remotely see or understand what it is that we're doing to ourselves as well as other people. I don't really think we see how full of shit we really are. I don't think that we see how much we're lying to ourselves, and we're telling people a story of our life. We're telling people something that isn't even a side of us. It's not even a side of us. I was going to say we're telling people a side of us that we want them to see, that we want to show them. You know, are you going to show someone, like say you're somebody that you show what you cooked, and you show this delicious looking meal that you cooked, and isn't this meal so lovely? Who's going to show a meal that you burnt in the oven and you messed up on, and you show them this cocktail mixture of a drink you made, and it's all messed up and it tastes absolutely horrible? How many of you are going to show someone something like that? How many of you are going to post something like that? How many of you are going to let yourself be vulnerable around other people? But see, you can't be that. You can't be that, because the way that you and other people, and even I think sometimes, we think that we cannot be open or talk about what we're really going through or what we're experiencing in life and what's really going on, because we know that all of them, all the other people are not going to be thinking like that. All the other people are going to be wearing the mask and facade. All the other people are going to act like everything's well. All the other people are going to say, well, yeah, everything's fine and life is great and everything's going good, and I went to my son's soccer match and we ate a good meal and all this. But they never tell you about the other parts of their life. They never tell you about the other side of their life. It's a one-sided, hypocritical ordeal that we are in every single day here. And I get so tired of that shit. I get so tired of seeing this goody two-shoes. I'm not saying let's not be righteous when the time is to be righteous. I'm not saying let's just act like fools and do all the bad things for people or show people. I'm not saying go out of character to act like you're not a good person. That's not what I mean here. It's just like I was driving in my car last night and I went to the store and I was thinking this. Do you know what, like, when we talk about books like the Bible and God and stuff and holiness, holiness is you learn about it for yourself and you keep it in the back of your mind somewhere, so that when a situation comes up that is really evil or really wicked or something that you have to see the opposite of that thing, you keep it stored in your mind somewhere. It's there to make you remember to not be too much of something. You see, holiness and righteousness is needed sometimes. It's needed to remind you of when you're being too much of something else. You need to have both sides. You need to have righteousness and holiness, and then you need to understand your dark side. You need to understand that you can be very wicked. You need to understand that you can do some very bad shit, like very bad men have done in history. But see, we're so one-sided today that when things come up where we have to expose those sides, where we have to actually be real with ourselves and talk about this stuff, we won't do it because we've been putting on this mask and this facade, and we've been acting like something that we're not for so long, and we've only been showing people the things that we want to show people, things that please people, things that cater to people's feelings, things that make people feel good, things that get people's emotions stirred up and give them some kind of fluffy, light, soft feeling. And we're so used to that, that when something bad or hard or tough or offensive comes your way, then you don't know how to deal with it because you've been masking these things, you've been hiding these things, you've been telling yourself this one-sidedness for so long that you don't know how to not let the other side say, okay, I messed up here, I was wrong, I said something that I shouldn't have, or I did something that I regret and something that I may have to repent for to move on from. See, nobody wants to hear that. Everybody just wants a fluff job. Everybody wants to hear the thing that they already know. They want to hear something that they're used to, something that will not stir them up, something that will not offend them, something that will not. And when I mean offend, offend is not always a bad word. Offend can be used for good. Offend can be used to make somebody understand something. When you offend someone from something that they think that they're convinced is something that is right when it can be wrong, or something that, I don't know, it could be anything. It could be 1,000 different examples. I'm not going to sit here and give examples, but we just get so used to this one-sidedness. And I see it everywhere. I see it in so many people. I hear it. I see it in their words. I see it in their comments. I see it on their channels. I hear it in real life. I see it. I hear it. I feel it all the time. And I say, my goodness gracious, if a person is so one-sided, if they're so one-sided with things, and they never look at the other side of their life, or they never look at the side that they don't want to look at, that they're scared to look at, that they're in fear of looking at, how can I possibly be honest with this person? How can I possibly call you out on your shit, or tell you you're wrong, or say, look, don't you think that you're maybe doing, excuse me, don't you think that you're maybe doing too much of something? Don't you maybe think that you're pushing this too far? Don't you maybe think that you were wrong, or you went way out of character from what is humane, or something like that? And how can you tell somebody about themselves? How can you even speak to somebody when you know that whatever you say, you might offend them, or you might hurt their feelings, or you might somehow say something that they're not used to, or they never heard before, and then they're all hurt and they're like crying, and they're you know, oh, you offended me, and all this stuff. No, that's what needs to happen. That's what needs to happen to every person, for every person to understand that we are everything that happens here. We are all hypocrites. We all contradict ourselves. Anytime we judge someone, all that we're doing is we're judging ourselves. That's all that we're doing. But people, they don't see this. They're blind to this. They're blind to calling out their other side or seeing the other side. And right when you say something about it, they're blind to that side. So they're going to do everything to fight you. They're going to do everything to argue against you. They're going to do everything to disagree with you. They're going to do everything to spite you. They're going to do everything in their power of fighting, which is not in my message. My message has nothing to do with fighting. My message has to do with surrender. That's what my message has to do with. And it has to do with knowing both sides of yourself. Knowing your light side and your dark side. Knowing when you're taking shit too far or you're not doing anything for yourself. But yet again, it's all a one-sided matter. It's all a one-sided thing that keeps going and going and going with us humans, and it doesn't stop because we're so conditioned. We are so conditioned to make ourselves look right about everything, and we can't be wrong about nothing. We can't look like we're weak to people. We can't look like if a 50-pound weight falls on my leg, it can split my leg in half. I'm fragile. You know, we can't look like, oh, I woke up this morning and my breath stinks because I didn't brush my teeth. It's human things. It's human elements that we run from and we fight with. And we're attempting to, like, fight ourselves. We're only fighting ourselves when we're constantly calling people out for just one thing, the one side of them, and we never take a look at the opposite side of the matter. You see, we never take a look at our opposition. We never take a look at our weaknesses. We never take a look that we're fragile. We never take a look at we cannot survive here without everything else. We can't survive here, y'all. It has nothing to do with us. Me and I. Me is nothing. 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 See, this is what I mean. And this whole one-sided thing comes from pride. It comes from our ego. It comes from a sense that I am right and you are wrong. They won't see that side. I'm better than and you're worse than. They won't see that side. See, they won't see the worse than side. They won't see the I'm wrong side. They always see the side of I am right, you're wrong. I'm better than, you're worse than. I'm with this group of people and I'm against this group of people. And it goes on and on and on and on. And it has been going on and on like this for centuries. Ever since men have been in this world. This is why pride corrupts absolute. This is what people are not getting. This is why pride is such a dangerous thing. It's something that needs to be disposed of forever from our presence. We don't need it. We don't need ego and pride. We don't need it at all. All that we need to do is be knowledgeable of what we're doing. Understand what it is that we think. Understand the things we're saying. Understand and interpret the way that you are and other people are. Understand and gain the knowledge of the world and how we react to things and how everything is. Because the thing is, everything is doing something here but the pride of me. But the ego of me. But this construct of me. And this is why everybody, every single person, they keep getting caught up on the labels of everything. They are addicted to every kind of labeling. They're addicted to judging. They're addicted to all of these hypocrisies that they don't even realize that they themselves are the hypocrites. They themselves are the things that they blame. They themselves are the contradiction. They themselves are the things that they judge. They themselves are everything within everything, of everything, a part of everything. You cannot escape this. None of you. I can't escape it. Your mom, your dad, your family, your brothers, your sisters, your cousins, people that have money, people that are poor. Nobody can escape these facts. But nobody wants to call facts out. Nobody wants to get absolutely real here. And this is why we're here on this earth. This is a lot of our problems here. This is why we keep getting stuck on this one-sidedness. We keep getting stuck on this thing where this is my side and that's their side. I'm with this group of people, but I'm not with that group of people. I represent red. I'm a blood and I represent red. Or, oh, look at them Crips over there wearing blue. They're my enemies. How foolish is that? How foolish is it to have a concept where somebody is doing something different from you, or somebody acts different from you, or somebody thinks different from you, or somebody has a different way of going about life, that you look at them like they're your enemy? This is why this thing keeps going, and I know, it's not gonna stop. Men will be men, women will be women. We'll keep falling into this corruption. We'll keep falling into the construct and the pride of me. We'll keep falling into this one-sided trap that keeps us stuck in our ways. And one person is either totally negative and is on the side of negativity and the side of chaos and destruction and doom and gloom. And then you have people that are on the side of a goody two-shoes, optimism, you know, fake positivity, all this stuff. And most people, they cannot not pick and choose a side. It's like they think that they have to be a part of something. They think that they have to choose somebody or a group of people. They think that they have got to conform to some kind of being a part of one side of an issue. They can't just be neutral. They can't just be themselves. They can't just tell you what they really think when they think it. They can't just tell you if they woke up and they feel like shit. Hey, look, I just woke up and I feel like shit. They won't tell you that. They'll wake up and go, oh yeah, I'm all right, I'm fine. And here they got something completely different going on in their mind. But they're scared to it. They're scared to call themselves out. They're scared to let it be known that, look, I just woke up and my breath stinks. My breath smells like complete shit. And my breath probably smells like shit right now because I didn't brush my teeth yet. I woke up and I came out here and did a video a little bit ago. And my breath probably smells like dookie. It probably smells like dookie buns. And it's human. But people see... And it's cool if people laugh at it, that's fine. But see, people, they'll say, oh man, you didn't brush your teeth, you're nasty. Well, what is that? What are you saying? It's only a matter of time before I do. Don't you go for a period of time without brushing your teeth? Don't you get a shit stain once in a blue moon in your underwear? Haven't you broke a bone in your body? Haven't you been in a weak situation? Haven't you been where every other person has been, but yet you're still judging everybody, but yet you're still blaming everyone, yet you're calling them out on their shit all the time, but you never call your own shit out. You never call yourself out. You never get on your own shit. And I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to everybody, and especially my subscribers on here. I'm especially talking to you because if you've been here this long, then you should know better, even though I'm not saying you should do or you should anything. I'm just saying for myself, I should know better. When I say you, I'm talking about I should know better than to pick and choose sides. I should know better than to favoritize someone over another person. I like certain things, yes, but I don't boast and brag that I like them. If I like broccoli and celery with peanut butter, I'm not going to boast to you that broccoli and celery and peanut butter are the best foods in the world because I say so. No, that's just my opinion. That's my view on it, just like every other person has their opinion and view on it. It doesn't make it better because I say it makes it better. And it's just like this saying, I'm not going to say who it was because it doesn't matter, it's irrelevant, but there's something that someone said, and this is so true. This is one of the most truest things I ever heard, and most of us don't even realize we're doing it. Somebody said, you think that I'm thinking what you're thinking. Just because you think that I'm thinking what you're thinking does not mean that I'm thinking that thing. And he said, you talked about the women there. Look, anyway, it was a Charles Manson interview. I'm not putting him on a pedestal. What he did was horrible. I'm not glorifying his name. I'm just saying, he said, just because you thought that I was there doing all these things with them women, that's what you thought that I was thinking. No, that's what you were thinking I was thinking. You see, just because you think that somebody's thinking something about you, you know? I hate them loud motorcycles. Just because you think that somebody is a certain way, that doesn't make the person that way just because you're thinking it in your mind. Just because I think that this place has 4 employees here, that doesn't mean that 4 employees work there. Just because I think that this person driving in the car is a female driving, a light-skinned female's driving, that doesn't mean that a light-skinned female is driving that car. Just because I think, and I do this same thing, I do this same exact thing, so I'm calling myself out on it. When I walk by somebody or I see someone, I think that they are thinking something of me. I think in my mind that they are thinking something of me, yet I have no idea what they're thinking. They could be thinking something completely different than what I'm thinking. And how many of us have reacted violently or viciously or in an inhumane manner because we thought that somebody else was out to get us, or somebody was out to harm us, or somebody was thinking something. Like when us men say, what are you looking at? What are you looking at, bro? Why are you looking at me? Well, why are you looking at him? It's just, once you realize how hypocritical we are, once you realize how contradicting we are, once you realize that everything that you and I are judging is the same thing that you yourself will not be, or are scared to be, or you look at and you're disgusted by, it's because you think in your head that that thing is something that is better than you, or something that you can't be, or something that you see that is not in yourself and you want to be that, but you don't realize that you can be that thing if you want to be that thing. You don't, listen, there is a way to be jealous that is good. There is good and bad jealousy. There is jealousy that you can look at someone and be jealous of them and say, you know what? I'm jealous of that person and I want to do something similar to that, but I'm going to do it like him, but I'm going to do it my way. And you can tell yourself that you're jealous. You can be honest with yourself. And then there's this sneaky stabbing people in the back, this kind of way where people, they'll act friendly to your face and smile and act like they're your friend when really they're absolutely jealous of you. They have envy of you. They have hatred for you. They look at you like, oh yeah, look at him and what he does. Look at the things he says and all this shit. And they don't realize they could do the same thing. They can be that similar to that way. They can do that themselves. See, this is what, there is a good and a bad to everything, but yet again, everything in and of itself is everything. And if we could discern between all these things, then the well-being of our life could be a lot smoother. We could get through situations a lot better because we would know better. See, but nobody wants to hear about this kind of stuff today. It's just, feed me feelings. Keep feeding me feelings. Feed me what I want to hear. Feed me what I already know. Feed me foolish things. Feed me all these things that everybody else does. Just feed me my addictions over and over again. And I'm addicted to a lot of stuff too. I'm addicted to a lot of stuff. A whole bunch of things. But I can tell, I can discern, I know what I'm addicted to, and I'm able to call them things out, and I'm able to talk about them. I don't have to resort to violence. I don't have to resort to stabbing someone in the back or hurting someone. I don't have to resort to being that way, and none of us have to do that. None of you out there have to do that. I don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Nobody has to do that. But yet again, a lack of knowledge about both sides of the issue will cause us to do these things. This is the cause and effect of everything, is because we don't know better. We don't have the knowledge of it. We have never looked at both sides. We have never called ourselves out on both sides. None of us have looked into being neutral or saying, look, I was wrong. I could have been right, but I was maybe wrong. And all the other things, I made a mistake, or okay, I was right, but it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I'm not getting ahead of you because I'm right. Just because we disagree on something or we agree on something, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make me better or worse than. And even if I am better or worse than in a situation, I don't boast about it. There's no reason for me to boast and brag about it. It doesn't do anything. All that it's doing is it's putting a target on my back for people that don't have the knowledge to understand that. When you boast about things and brag about things, the person that doesn't know themselves and doesn't know both sides and hasn't looked into knowledge and understanding and logical thinking and all kinds of things, then they're not going to know any better. They react to their feelings. They react in the spur of the moment to the only thing that they know at that time, and a lot of what they know is a bunch of foolishness. But yet, they're not willing to call that out for themselves. They're not willing to call out foolish. I am stupid. I am dumb. I am a hypocrite. I contradict myself. I'm wrong about a lot of shit. I can break easy. I'm fragile. I can be weak. I'm vulnerable. I feel shitty sometimes. I don't want to wake up. Life sucks sometimes. I can't stand people sometimes. I don't want to be around people sometimes. I just don't really want to do anything sometimes. You know, people just can't get it out of them. Why do we hold on to this stuff? Why do we hold on to these things? Talk about them. Let it be known. Get outside of yourself. That's the problem. We're so stuck in ourselves. We're so stuck in a one-sided mentality of everything that we just keep staying stuck there. And we can't unstick ourselves. And this is the way that I unstick myself. It doesn't make me better than, it doesn't make me more than you, it doesn't make me a better YouTuber, or, oh, you know everything you're talking about, so let me give you credit. It has nothing to do with that. It's just understanding for myself. It's having the knowledge for myself. And that is all that I'm going for on here, is to give you that knowledge for yourself, is to give you an understanding of yourself and other people, is to give you discernment for the world and people and places and things. It's not about me anymore. It's not about the construct of me anymore. Even if I say me to you, it's not about me anymore. It's about everything but me. So anyway, take care of yourselves. I'll see y'all later on. Any support to the channel would be appreciated. It helps in times of need, and anyone who has given to my channel, I really appreciate that. That means everything, because without you, there is no channel. If I don't have people listening and watching this, then there's no channel. You know, if I don't have any support, then there's no channel. If I don't have people here, there's no channel. But anyway, even if I don't have that, it's okay, because I'm still going to come out and do videos. I'm still going to do what I have to do for myself. I'm still going to do the things that I want to do, that I need to do for myself, you know? And I just hope that we all do the same for ourselves. That's all that I hope for, if there is any such thing as hope. Later.